Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I'm back with another emergency card kit. That's right. Kit 100 came out a couple of days ago and I already have a new mini kit for you. I absolutely love this one. We have big sentiments that will fill your card and that can be used in lots of ways. Let's take a look at the kit. So this one is called Chock Full of Feelings. It's a 2-page kit, and the first page is available for free over in my Patreon, and then the second page is available to paid members at any tier. The goal here was to create some lovely chalkboard backgrounds and some funny ones, of course. Up top, it says these are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch rectangles, and the tick marks will help you cut them out at those measurements. But you'll notice there's a lot of black space around them. It's meant to fit in a 3 inch by 4 inch frame. In fact, they coordinate beautifully with this die set called Pink Lemonade Stand that just released from Spellbinders, but I never want to create sentiments that only work with one specific set of dies. So I added that extra black space to give you room to make it fit in any nested dies you may already have. You can create a frame all on your own, or you can just trim these down and add them onto a card. So we have happy birthday with a little cupcake, thinking of you, and a lovely floral background. You're a peach, thank you, right? Okay, so that page is free on Patreon. There's a link in the description box to the post that you need. If you haven't joined a free membership, okay? So just, you can join for free and then grab that page. And then paid members at any tier get these 4 as well. When the chips are down, add queso. On the surface, cool as a cucumber. On the inside, squirrel in traffic. I may seem nonchalant, but actually I'm chalanting really hard about a number of things. My biggest fear about becoming a zombie is all the walking. Okay, so these will cut out the same way. We'll use little tick marks. We're going to make a couple of cards today. We're going to keep it quick and simple and hopefully have a lot of fun along the way. All right, let's make some cards. We're going to start by cutting apart our sentiments. And so I'm just putting this in my trimmer and connecting the bottom and top tick marks, but I'm not cutting all the way through. I leave that header intact so that then I have these little strips and I can rotate it and still see those side tick marks. Remember, these pieces are actually bigger than they're designed to be on a finished card, so you can put a frame all the way around them. So the tick marks are cutting the largest size of the card. I cut out both pages and then I made a little template. So this particular easel has a backer piece and then 4 pieces that go around the side. So they look like separate pieces of wood that have been constructed together to create this frame. But it makes it difficult to move the frame around and make sure that I'm getting my sentiment centered. So I just traced all of those pieces onto this backer piece. And then I'm going to bring this into my trimmer and I am just going to drop my blade onto that pencil line. I'm actually going a little outside of the line. I want the edges to be thinner than the actual wooden slats made out of paper that we're going to add onto this later. I will actually use this in a card at the end. And in fact, I forgot to hit play on card number 5, you guys, but I'll show you what I did. And this is probably the biggest part of it. I cut the center out of it. Then I'm just going around the outside and adding the pieces on there. These pieces are going to overlap the center slightly in places where that frame doesn't exist. Mostly that's not a problem, but don't make them too skinny because all of those great wood grain details are cut marks into that paper. Okay, and so if it's overlapping a lot and kind of hanging out on its own, it's not very strong. This is not going to be a problem. I'm going to end up adding a piece of acetate behind this. We're going to use this one to make a shaker later on. But for now, I'm just adding all my pieces to make sure that I know where to put that happy birthday panel that's going to be the focal image of card number 1. So I'm pulling in another backer panel and then I'm going to hold the frame on top of it. And I am just using my pencil to trace where the center is, where I need to drop my happy birthday panel. And actually it was perfectly centered, which is great. That means I can just look for the same margins on the sides and on the bottom and everything lines up really, really beautifully. So I'll just use some wet glue to go ahead and lay that panel down. This would be so much fun to use with some shaker bits, some little clay cake pieces. I hadn't thought about a shaker till a couple cards from now, or I would have done it for this one. In the meantime, we're going to use a different border for 4 of the 5 cards. On this one, I'm using a craft cardstock, so they have more of that wooden feel. And these are just getting lined up and glued down like I did on the first card. I forgot to mention it as we were going through the kit, but because all of these are sentiments, both the Saskatoons and Sassy Champions get all 8 of these as resizable image files, so you can make them fit with any frame that you have. I am going to pull some pattern paper. This is from the Pink Lemonade cardstock pack. I love the colors in this. They inspired pretty much all the colors that we're using today. This comes in a 6x8 paper pad, or there's a 12x12, but this one's easier to store. And then on one of the cards later on, we'll use some of the bits and pieces. There's tons of like ephemera and all those sorts of things. So the die for our chalkboard is a coordinating die set that Spellbinder's designed to go with this Simple Stories paper collection. I added a little bit of thin foam behind our easel and laid that on top of our pattern paper. You can see just how big that easel is there. It's an A2 card, and it finishes card number 1. For card number 2, this might be my favorite of all the sentiments. When the chips are down, add queso, and so we're gonna make a black easel. I glued my sentiment down right in the center, and then I picked up the white frame that we made earlier just to make sure it was in the right place before that glue was too terribly dry. And then I'll go ahead and add the frame pieces all the way around the outside. The card is cute all on its own, but I have been dreaming about adding these little chips from the Snack Attack die set from Hero Arts since I first started thinking about sentiments to go with the chalkboard set. And so it has these little like triangle tortilla chips. I cut them out of like a marigold color of cardstock. And then I took a stiff bristled brush. I've been using my Trinity Stamps shading Sidekick a lot lately, but that's a really soft bristled brush. So the thicker bristles, stiffer bristles created sort of a stippled effect, like there's queso cheese powder on these chips. And I just sort of dotted it right on top of the cardstock. Then I'm creating little clusters around the outside edge. I'm trying to create a visual triangle with the clusters of chips. And my friends, we're almost done. I thought I would make a shape card out of this one because it is such a large die set and it really lends itself to that. So I have an A2 card here, and I'm gonna line up the top of the easel with the fold. And in fact, that cutting edge is just above the fold. When I flip it over, you can kind of see it. That way, when I run it through the die cutting machine, I have the fold line still there, and I have a card where I've got the full width of the card where I can write my message. Add a little glue and then just use my fingers to get everything lined up, keeping in mind that the top is probably slightly shorter than the backer piece, but that finishes up card number 2, my friends. Card number 3 is going to go even faster. It says, on the surface, cool as a cucumber. On the inside, a squirrel in traffic. And so I have already assembled just the base easel card. I made a shape card again. And then I did the blue wooden frame around the outside edge. And of course, we have some cucumbers. These come from Wrapped in Care. It was the large die of the month, maybe back in November or December. I cut the outside circle, or the larger circle, out of a dark green, and then I just colored in the center with a white acrylic marker, so when I lay down this lighter green on top of it, it doesn't show super dark green through there. They're usually like sort of whitish seeds. I'll set those aside, and then we're gonna make a squirrel, a crazy squirrel. This is from Karen Burniston's Woodland Animals. This is one of my all-time favorite critter die sets, and I think I've only made the squirrel once or twice. I usually make the raccoon because he's really stinking cute. He's the size of like a standard stamped critter, and it's really easy to put together, okay? So here's the die. I'm gonna line that up right on top of the cutout piece because there's a little stencil feature for the face. So I don't have to play around with little tiny eyes and nose and mouth. You just stick a pen in there and it works perfectly. There's also a stencil feature for the ears. And so I'm using a pink acrylic Sharpie. It's a paint pen, and I'll just tap that on there. I don't want to move it around too much because the paint pens are a little juicy. I didn't want it to like seep underneath the die itself. I have his belly here, and the arms come up and the chin comes forward. And so I am sliding that belly under the arms and just under the chin, and he's pretty much done. From here, you can have him hold a heart or an acorn. I'm going to do an acorn. I cut it from 2 colors. And in the center, separating the bottom from the top, there's a cut line, and it's only attached on the very edges. So I just clipped those edges and then glued the darker cardstock on top of the lighter cardstock. Then I will slide this into his hands again. The hand on the right here has a whole bunch of glue on it, and I'm just kind of wiping it off with my finger. That's the beauty of craft cardstock. It really is very forgiving. Because it's a squirrel in traffic, I'm covering up the beautifully stenciled eyes with some crazy googly eyes. I generally don't love the small ones that just have the ball in them instead of a whole circle of black, but they fit the sort of crazy squirrel theme here. Then there's a heart in that same squirrel set. And so I stacked that on top of 2 circles, 1/2 inch and 3/8 of an inch, just to create another little embellishment. So again, I could create a triangle here. I'm adding glue straight onto the frame because not the entire squirrel is going to end up with something behind it. And then I'm just adding glue here and there. Can I tell you, this is the first time I have used my glue press with my left hand. Normally with my little glue bottle, I don't feel like I have enough control, but this one was so much easier. So huge shout out to Lauren TaylorMade, my crafty bestie who bought me that. Gosh, it's been a while back. It is saving my bacon, but that finishes card number 3. For card number 4, we're going to use the other dies that come in the same set as that easel. So I have a pitcher and a glass that I've cut from some very pale blue cardstock, and I'm just coming in up from the bottom and blending a light color up into nothing, little pink on the lemonade here. These are the shading Sidekick brushes I was mentioning earlier that are super soft and fluffy. So I'm less likely to get big splotches of ink because that softer bristle gives me more control to fade away into a soft color. Then I have 2 lemons. I'm adding a little yellow ink onto those. This is actually the darkest of the 3 yellow shades that I have. And then I can start gluing pieces together. Again, it comes together really quickly. There's the lemonade pitcher, a lemonade glass, a strawberry, a whole lemon, a slice of lemon, leaves for the lemon that have sort of 2 pieces. So I'll assemble those in just a minute. A straw, the words hello and sunshine. You just get a ton in this die set. And I am a sucker for lemons and lemonade, lemon everything. I think it's super fun. I will link below to a video where I released some lemon themed sentiments. I didn't use them here because we're releasing a different kit, but there are lots of other sentiments that you could pair with this to make some really cute cards that don't necessarily need to use the whole easel function. I cut 2 different tops for these. I have sort of a lime green and then a darker green. I thought it would be nice to have a mix of both since the leaves for my lemons are going to have both. And it's just this little like top half of the leaf is going to be a little bit darker. And then there's a little bit of green that will overlap the lemon itself. I'm actually going to cut one of them off. I didn't feel like we needed to do that on both of them, but we'll get there. Getting ahead of myself. I'm adding a strawberry and a lemon into my lemonade because I love that it's pink lemonade. That's my favorite, though. I like raspberry lemonade. We drink a lot of Crystal Light around here. You'll have to let me know what you drink. Are you a water drinker? Do you have something else that you really love? When I was at Paper Ganza last year, I was shocked at how many people were drinking Alani's. I had never heard of them before. It's an energy drink. So I want to know, what do you drink? What is your go-to? I am putting glue on the backs of my words and I'm just tapping them off on my silicone mat. It's just a 4x4 inch silicone coaster I got on Amazon. If I remember, I will link them below, but there are much cuter and funnier ones if you just search for them on Amazon. Sometimes I'll tap things off on the back of my hand if there's too much glue, but there's a lot of pieces here. And there would have been glue everywhere. So this just seemed a little bit safer. And then when that glue dries on that mat, it's really easy to just sort of rub that off and toss it in the trash. So I'm using my tweezers so I can kind of get this lined up as straight as I can. And then I'll start working on the layout for everything else, including these lemons. So on the first lemon, I'm using the little bit that attaches right to the lemon. And then I'm going to struggle bus a little bit because I realized I put the shading for the darker part of my lemon on this side of the lemon that's facing up. But I wasn't about to redo it all. I don't think anyone's going to notice. Please don't tell them. Then it's easy enough to glue down all my other pieces. I love that there's a straw in here. It's just another sort of geometric element to go with some of the more organic elements here, and I love that. I'm going to glue my 2 lemons together so I can handle them as a single piece, and then that way I can pick the whole thing up and lay it down and sort of tuck my other leaf right under there. You can see I clipped off that bottom greenery that would attach or overlap the lemon because it's going to get tucked all the way behind there. And I wanted that to be mostly on top of my easel so that I wasn't going to lose a delicate piece. I had one more strawberry and one more piece of lemon already cut and ink blended and glued together and all those sorts of things. So we'll add them to that bottom left-hand corner. And then my friends, this one's done as well. Another shape card. When they're this big, it's hard for me to do anything else. Here's the 5th card. I forgot to press play. But so far, you've seen a bunch of pieces. You saw me make the frame around the outside. I added acetate and then 2mm foam around the outside edge. I used the Bits and Pieces Pink Lemonade pack, but I also have this other one called Floral Bits, and I think there's some like decorative brads and other things, and it coordinates beautifully with that paper. So I'll link to the collection if you want to see everything, but the easel is what really stole my heart. We'll take one more look at all 5 cards. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on more freebies. Everything you need to know for this freebie is linked in the description box below. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.